What would you do if someone added sugar and salt to your cereal? You know, many cereals come with sugar and salt already in them. Up to 26 added teaspoons a box. But not Nabisco shredded wheat. The only thing in shredded wheat is the natural toasted goodness of shredded wheat. Nabisco shredded wheat. The only thing added to it is what you put on it. Nabisco.
The wizardry of Lucas. The mastery of Coppola. The phenomenal music and dance of Michael Jackson. Captain EO. In spectacular 3D. Coming September 19th to Disneyland and Walt Disney World and nowhere else in the universe.
Rick and Suds on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD, your Miami Dolphins station.
And the good old Miami Dolphin theme song.
We've got David Griggs on the line, Miami Dolphins linebacker. David, you got a big game coming up Sunday. What are your feelings this week?
Yo, first of all, Rick, the Dolphins are back. We're a new team, we're Super Bowl bound, and they can't touch us. By the way, why don't you play that new song for me by Corey and the Fins?
Yeah, I think we can get that on for you.
Blue 42, blue 42, down, sit, hut, hut, hut. Can't touch us. Can't touch us. Can't touch us. Can't touch us. Miami hits them so hard, makes them say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me with all those Dolphins and all that speed, that's good. And you know you're down with a Super Bowl team and a super hometown, we're known as such. This is a team you can't touch. Told you, Buffalo, can't touch us. Yeah, that's how we're playing and you know, can't touch us.
Look at that ball fly, man.
Can't touch us. Yo, let me bust these football lyrics. Can't touch us. Fresh new kids and fans, you gotta like that, now you know you wanna dance, so move out of your seat, watch the other team, cause they're gonna get big fins rolling. Hold on, pull a little bit, let them know what's going on. Chill, like that, push on Miami, push them on back, let them know you're too much, this team can't touch. That's word, cause you know, can't touch us.
Hey, Pittsburgh, I told you.
Can't touch us. Yo, flip the coin, school's in, boy. Can't touch us. Give us the ball, we'll score, making them sweat, that's why they're sore. Now, they know. Talk about Miami, talk about a show, there's hype and fight. Downs are made with balls in flight. What's gonna take to learn? That's with Miami, you're gonna get burned.
You know, you've been watching a Scooby-Doo cartoon, and it's amazing to me to see what's being brought forth in a cartoon. We've seen spell books, occultic amulets, we saw a crystal ball, astral projection to the evil zone, all of this in a children's cartoon. Now, I've got a guest today. His name is Phil Phillips. He's from Texas. He has been involved in missions work in his life, and he has now felt called to study the effects of cartoons and children's toys and even TV programs upon our children today. And I'd like to introduce a young man, and Phil, God bless you, and it's good to see you today.
It's a pleasure being here today, Gary.
Now, Phil, I'll tell you what, 14 years ago, Scooby-Doo was a lot different than what we see today. And I could hardly recognize it. Can you tell me what's going on in this cartoon?
Yes, there's a vast movement toward the occult within the cartoon and toy industry. Most people don't realize that 80% of all cartoons deal directly with the occult, and 40% of the toys on the market have occultic influence, and these are the most popular.
And these toys are actually a mirror of the cartoons, is that correct?
Right, they're released together. It's a form of marketing where the toys and the cartoons are released together to create this popularity for the toys.
Now, you have a concern, I know, that all of this is affecting our youth, and I wanted to know, do you feel that there are a lot of children that are being influenced by the cartoons they watch?
Oh yes, take for instance a cartoon like He-Man and Masters of the Universe. It can be seen as many as 31 times a week in an area, with a viewing audience as much as 16 million children each time it's aired. And so we're seeing a vast effect on the whole United States and other countries around the world through these cartoons and toys.
Millions of children now watching occultic cartoons and then going out and buying occultic
Okay,
toys.
boys.
Now, could
Right.
we say that there is
I had to
witchcraft
piece my
and occultic
computer. Oh wait, whoa,
practices
shit! I
that are
forgot.
actually being
Okay,
portrayed in
so I made my computer,
Oh, yes, the
right?
witchcraft
And I was like,
occult
oh, it's time.
practices are not made
It's
for
time to do a
you.
real stream.
They're taken from
1080p,
actual
baby.
witchcraft, actual pagan
And check
religion,
this out.
Levitation,
What? Yeah. I bought a fucking bought a video transition off of a website. Got that license, baby. Hold on. Let me fuck. Why isn't this? Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, your fucking mind just got blown. Transitions in 1080p, you know it. So also I had to reset up my mic and everything. So if it sounds bad, if it's blown out, let me know and I can tweak some shit. Hopefully it's like clear, it's audible, and all that business. Why is it so quiet, yo? Oh, I know why it's quiet. Because I turned it down. You're watching 160p. God damn it! You have any idea how much money I spent to be able to do this? No, it's. I just realized. You know, it's weird. I fucking love upgrading computers. It's really fun. Oh, thank you for the resub, Grace. It's really fun to tinker with. And I was like, man, stream's gonna be cool. But I got it all up and running. I was doing my fucking testing. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm encoding 1080p and playing a video game at the same time. Everything's rock solid. The CPU's really working out. And then I realized, the game's not really running any better. I was like, oh yeah, I basically paid for an upgrade that you guys get to see the benefit of, but it means nothing to me because I don't watch my own streams. So that's weird. Anyway, you should new computer update your wish list. Yeah, I need to do that. I thought part of the fun was not putting that stuff in, but I guess it's not. Yeah, Delonico, I'm glad you caught the reference because I think about that phrase. I want to say once a week. Jehuti and 1080p. That was the fucking funniest game announcement I think I've ever seen. Absolver's done some good stuff. But I was on mobile. I'm gonna tell you, killing me. Tight, no problem. Oh, somebody's asking what upgrade I went. I got the 8700K. That Intel processor. That shit's expensive, but I got. It's supposed to boost to 5 gigahertz, which in a weird way that is also kind of worth it. Yeah, it's not even under full load right now, encoding video and running Destiny 2. It gets a little more hectic when you're in combat. I'm watching it over in a corner because I don't want my computer to melt.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Flame Ninja, for the resub.
Transferred.
I lost my bracelet at the mall.
Your courage against the Red Legion inspires, Guardian.
Look at that.
Try again.
So many gigahertz? Fuck yeah, it is, man. For me, it's almost worth it. No, it absolutely is worth it. Just to hit the number 5. God, I kind of like that shit. I like numbers. It's just 87 hertz. It's 60 hertz, baby. And actually, I was gonna brag and say it's even higher at home, but it can't be. Destiny has particular capture requirements that make it run at 60 hertz, or at least it runs best at 60 hertz in my experience. Made another appearance in the Destiny gameplay vid. Oh, the one we were doing. You're a hero now. You're a celebrity. I mean, you already were, but I don't know what I just picked. Oh, Prospector's so good though. Shit. You had a good day? I did have a good day. I did.
Yes,
How about you?
By all means. Let's get
Hello,
started.
Wikido. So I'm on the verge of being raid ready. Well, I'm not technically, but you know, that's the next.
Shooting out there.
That is the. Oh, Mida. Oh shit. This is it. This is the Mida, huh? Precision shots, multiple enemies without reloading. That doesn't seem so bad. I know it's probably the first of many bullshit requirements I'll have to do. Device to upgrade. Oh, it's an emblem. Okay. Wait, an emblem? What are emblems for?
Good guys are.
Split screen? Thank you for the resub. I appreciate that. Gonna try to get a real subscription which actually make money? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I will take your free Amazon cash off your hands. But do not feel obliged in the slightest to throw money at me for doing this. Nice job on the extra live stream. You guys have one of the best segments. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Lots of resubs so far. Yeah, I missed the past couple of streams, so they kind of stack up, it seems. So many quests. Yeah, I guess all the timers reset. Keegan, as far as I know, I'm not your dad. I don't... Based on when and the volume of me getting laid, that would be very difficult for you to be operating a computer.
Take care of yourself, okay?
Just saw Laser Team 2. Where were you? Dagrick, I believe that I am on the phone. I am Herman's agent.
Welcome back. New monarchy stands triumphant today, thanks to the efforts
did
of
we
our
win?
valiant
I got a sword.
The city is showing us great favor. The name of new monarchy is on every...
Those robes look cool.
Return safely, Guardian.
I haven't seen Extra Life yet. Or, sorry. I haven't seen Laser Team. Whoa, that's a cool looking robe. Glittery. Oh, he spins. Spin! Watching that Bro Team Ghost Bingo you were hosting before? That shit was legit. No, I'll have to go back and check it out. No, that, he's on auto host. So I didn't see it myself. I was busy cooking and then cramming food in my throat and then doing some last minute configuring.
Mates, I said hi.
Of the old stream here. Making sure that everything is working good. 1080p.
Thank you for
Helmet. Sent to Postmaster. Oh, because I have full inventory. Yeah, I do. Shit, man. I might get the light level right off this. Sword. Swords seem pretty good in PvP or in Crucible. You got that raid engram? What? Because the clan did it? Is that what that's for? I wasn't even paying attention.
False alarm control. Nothing to report.
Man, I'm just opening shit. I'm popping engrams. I look creepy. Good. Yeah. It's impressive how you never broke character or accent while playing the small town Texas dude. Great extra life skit. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, I have the benefit of experience with that. I was also, like, truth be told, the night before in the hotel, I was, like, watching accent training videos for Texan accents. I was like, I'm very familiar with it, but I want to make sure that I'm not off base. Or that it's just been so long that I forget. Yeah, formal. You can... Wait. Yeah, formal slime.
Checking now.
Okay. You can totally post a link. Don't worry about it.
So then I opened the crate.
You're not you, man.
Needless
Your
to
character.
say, I sent the
Not
whole
you, man. Your
ship
character looks
back
creepy.
to
Oh
the
yeah.
main guard.
I wanted to make him weird looking. I'm glad that I succeeded. So I've been told to hang on to scout rifles, but I think I only need 5. So I can probably ditch some of these.
Trades in goods we feel
Nope.
enhance a Guardian's journey.
I have to keep the Mida, right? People say it's good. Or is it the other game? No, I could just dismantle this. I'd have to, like, fuse it up anyway, and I don't feel like it. The gun wasn't good enough to warrant hanging on to. I don't know. I'm sure someone in chat has a differing opinion on that.
Fenchurch does the exploring.
Yeah.
I make the deal.
Both Mida guns are great and they work together. Oh, does one give you, like, more damage for the other? So I guess this is where you get his Mida schematics. That's got to be the other gun,
Eververse
right?
isn't just a title. It's a family philosophy.
Is that Pac-Man clock in the back? It
Always
is
another
blissfully
mile,
unaware.
And forever another tomorrow.
Pulse rifles. That's right, to keep. Yeah, Stephanie got that for me. I like Pac-Man.
She wanted to express herself, so
Sweet Business is fun. Ah, right. He's got a gun. I gotta pick it up. You get a speed boost. Ah, okay. Okay. I knew that you got something from using both. Get that and turn it into dust. Hello, Professor Mundy. Nice to see you. Tartan, sorry, I'm just now seeing it. If it's not too personal, what's my favorite song? Are you in chat right now, or was that like a message inscribed and preserved through the wonderful cheering of bits? So here's something I think is odd. I set my bitrate a little higher to compensate for the 1080p. It doesn't look like it's stuck though. Like it looks like it's still at 6, and I was trying to send 8. I don't know, whatever. Started following Funhouse team on Twitter. Now I just want to hug y'all wonderful people. Thank you, Malaran. I'm glad that our Twitter accounts are so rocket launcher or Sward. I'll do Sward. I'm glad that our Twitter profiles are so endearing to you. Top Tier's been there for months. Okay, yeah, I figured that it was old. I only just now saw it because I guess I had Frankerface configured such that it wouldn't show up. Or that I had ditched it before. Is it exploit causing the problems? I'm using OBS. So it can't be. Hold on, let me get rid of that. It's weird because it popped up again. I dismissed it when I brought up chat, and then it popped up again, and I was like, homeboy, just cheer again? Anyway, now they fixed the unlocks, you're gonna get it. I'm still on the fence.
Nice shooting out there.
I'm gonna get it just because I want to play the campaign. That's it, though. I don't need...
Keep it loaded.
I don't need to play the multiplayer forever. I don't want to play the multiplayer forever. I think it'll be fun for a few evenings, you know? Maybe if you're just, like, drunk and you don't give a shit and you just want to hear Star Wars and run around like an asshole, just be blah, 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 and shoot people. But, I mean, even for that, Call of Duty's out now. I've got Battlefield 1 on PC, and that's better. Probably. That's pretty cool looking, though. So, I don't know. There's not a whole lot to it aside from the single player and the arcade mode or the co-op challenges that interest me at all. Call of Duty isn't Star Wars. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like I can run around and just shoot people and hear Star Wars sounds, and that's enough for me. I think that justifies the price, because I don't know. I guess I'm kind of a pushover because I like video games a lot. I like single player campaigns a lot. And I feel like I'd pay $60 for like a 6 to 8 hour Star Wars campaign. I'd do that. But yeah, no, that fucking that multiplayer is some bullshit. They're trying, man. They are trying their best. So I guess I'll just do the Nightfall Flashpoint, public events on Titan. Oh, I can do these. I haven't done any of the like, I feel like doing all the quests is probably important. I'm probably unlocked something. Sorry, I'm trying to see if anyone's online. Maybe they can carry me through the fucking Nightfall. They are not online. Alright, well, fuck it, who cares?
A warlock just passed out.
See? Okay, I see what happens now. There's a timed cheer. So when somebody cheers anything, it brings up the cheer window, and when the timer runs out on that, it just dumps me back to the large cheer. So it keeps popping up. Ever consider playing Persona 5? Already, because it's one of my favorite games. I have started it. Double tapping T or enter to make chat symbol go away. Oh, sorry. Wait, that's what that is? That's what that is! I never knew. Ultimate, that drove me crazy before. Thank you for actually letting me know. I'm guessing this won't be the last we hear about questionable loot boxes even with the backlash. Probably not. It makes too much money. It's too good. And there's no system that's more profiting yet. And until there is, that's what they'll use. That's just how it's always been, man. They only sold you a $60 game when they didn't have any option to sell you a more expensive game. AC Origin is lit as fuck. I haven't really dug into that one yet. I don't know that I have the patience for it. Maybe I don't. Somebody has yet to tell me how it's different, substantially different than other Assassin's Creeds, to the extent that I don't want a mini-map game. I don't want a map filled with shit. I don't want a fucking pad that I strap on my thigh that gives me 4 more defense than the last pad, and this one's like a little bit more brown. I don't care. Because it doesn't mean anything anyway.
I presume Sloane's
Assassin's Creeds have been really,
go in, we scare the fallen
really
out of
easy.
the control center, we get out.
So,
Affirmative. Reports say we're dealing with one captain and his crew. This should be routine
pretty
for
cool
someone
game.
like you.
Or sorry, pretty cool gun. Like a little, the way it indicates the fullness of your clip. What do you think the next would be the next AAA publisher that'll go bankrupt like THQ? I don't think any of the AAAs now will go bankrupt. I think they might get acquired. Ubisoft is getting chomped out by Vivendi. Congrats to your finance guys for getting to be the jury voters for the Game Awards. What does that tell you guys? Also, Persona 5 Game of the Year. Don't at me. It's not a Game of the Year, man. I'm sorry. I gotta at you on that one. But find the control center. This doesn't get us anything actually. It makes it so we can email in our nominees, and then I guess that's a factor in what they choose to actually get nominated. But it just we send in an email, and that's it. And that was mostly through Elise, her connection with Mr. Keeley by working with the game trailers. So yeah, we real important. I think Ubi's gonna get absorbed into EA? Where's Timeline? Ugh, yeah, man. Ubi's still out there trying to make it work, by the way. I think at a time like this, when EA is trying to pilot new ways to suck money out of you, please take a moment to like acknowledge the developers that don't do that, or they're trying to be as fair about it as they possibly can. And I think Ubisoft and Bethesda deserve a lot of credit. Annapurna, Devolver, kind of in the more indie circles, they just want to put out cool shit and don't charge much money for it. If Funhouse Rooster Teeth were to go bankrupt, God forbid, would you consider opening a consulting firm for video game companies? You're super smart within the video game market knowledge and stuff.
That barrier's energy spectrum matches this servitor's.
I'd never...
It could be a coincidence.
Never really considered myself as having the criteria to be able to do that, but I guess if people will pay me for it, sure.
Looks like they're using servitors to wall us in.
I think maybe what I could do... Yeah, I guess it's more just like I could provide context and history. Like, tell me what you're thinking of doing. Okay, here's a project that's similar to that. Here's what happened to it, so maybe here are the things to try and avoid. Could also be like gut checks on what the audience will and won't tolerate, because I feel like I'm pretty good at gauging that shit. I kind of know when the internet's going to be mad, even if I don't agree with it. Never give Rainbow Six Siege a shot. Not an honest one, to be frank. Never gave it the shake it deserves. But I respect that game. I respect the shit out of that game. Yeah, Blizzard with the completely cosmetic loot boxes. Hard nut. So, Blizzard, in general, it's odd because they're connected to Activision, who has in the past been the object of people's disdain. They were the first ones to push up price points on PC, too. Activision used to be a bit more aggressive about pursuing new monetization, but they seem pretty cool with the DLC pack stuff. I'm surprised that they are not the ones experimenting so forcefully with the unlock or the monetization schemes. Didn't think EA would be the ones to do that.
Data, not systems.
I guess the story was kind of told through Ultimate Team. If the second and third world countries who play FIFA games were to stop buying EA games, EA would be bankrupt at the cost it takes them to develop those games and ship overseas. Split, do you have... When you say third world, do you mean Europe? What a... How many... I gotta admit, this is not a area that I have a lot of information on, so... That doesn't sound right, but I'm willing to believe you. Do you have any kind of information about that? Because by my perception, it's the FIFA audience in Europe that is funneling a lot of money to EA, and then in America it's Madden. Played the Blade Runner 24/9 VR story yet? No, it looked like garbage. It looked really shitty, so I didn't really seek it out. I didn't want it to be bad. I like the sound of this gun. Mexico, South America, non-primary markets, and FPS. I don't know that Mexico counts as third world. I mean, I'm not trying to split hairs, man. You could be onto something. I've never really specifically looked at that market data. Man, if I'm going to be 100% stereotypical, Brazil probably puts a lot of money into FIFA. FIFA's played worldwide. I'm sure that you could see people in Nigeria and Sudan playing a FIFA game of some sort. Yeah, but that's not where all the money from FIFA comes from. It's not just buying the disc. I mean, that's a chunk of it, sure, but it seems to me that most of the money, and again, through their own announcements, EA basically said, yeah, it's Ultimate Team. Post-launch monetization gets us hard. Gameplay is very meh, but it adds some things to the world. Muller, and what game is that? Sorry, I think moved out of context from there. Talking about Assassin's Creed Origins? I'm not gonna super below for this shit. Where's that wizard? I'll shock you to death with my sparky hands. Oh, I gotta hack a door. Alright, sure. What? Do it! Ghost, come on.
I can get this open.
Europe makes up 78% of FIFA sales? That's what I thought. You know, I didn't... Madden has Ultimate Team? Okay, so yeah, just Ultimate Team in general. I didn't know it was branded the same, which is something I should know. There's a lot of money tied into that. I should know it, and I should play those games to know exactly how it works. Man, you want to talk about consultancy. That's what I would do. If that were my job, I would find the highest earning games on the market, and I would play them all to death. Because I would consider it my job to know how they work.
Let's go.
I'd join those communities, man. I'd be reading those fucking FIFA forums to see what people think, what they're saying. That would actually, you know what? Fuck it, man. That'd be a fun job. Just to know games, know gaming communities, be able to, be the dork who knows all about that shit, knows where to find the conversation so you can point people to it. So when somebody doesn't have the time, you know, they can just be like, bottom line it for me. People hate you. Okay. What are they mad about? This. Got it. What's up, Grim Reader? I'm good, man. I'm doing good. Playing some Destiny. So I'm curious. Is the gameplay loud for anyone else? Yeah, it is very loud, actually. This guy's shooting at me. Sorry, guys. I'll turn it down. I don't know why I'm doing so little damage to this fucker. You can't touch me. Oh, what? Yeah, desktop audio was turned all the way up. That's odd. Here, I'll turn it down a little more. Okay, that ought to be good. Sorry about that. Getting deep inside gaming communities is crazy interesting and something I don't think enough developers do, to be honest. Yeah. I think a level of disassociation is necessary. So it's like, you don't want to get emotionally or... obviously connected to your most potent fan base, because then things can get weird. Not like you fuck them, although I'm sure that happens, but more like if they presume you guys are friends, it makes the relationship weird. Honestly, it's kind of similar to how a streamer interacts with their community. It's like, you can be chummy, you can be open, you can be accessible, but the moment people start to assume you have a close and personal relationship is when lines start to get crossed. Especially considering a lot of people consider streaming their jobs, just like a lot of developers do it as a living. When has there been a situation we think the internet is justified in their anger of at a game publisher? I thought the anger was justified.
All active duty personnel, catch incoming.
I think it was justified towards No Man's Sky. I think the anger is justified towards Battlefront 2. I think that's shitty, man. I think a lot of mobile games do that, but mobile games are largely free. The whole, the Reddit title, I think, summed it up perfectly. I paid $80 and I can't play as Darth fucking Vader. To me, it's like, you can be mad about that, especially since they didn't tell you. That's the big thing for me. They gotta tell you, man. Set expectations. This just really felt like they wanted to see if they could get away with it. And they were cool backing off if they needed to, but I'm like, we'll try. We'll poke the bear. I just looked it up. Mexico's considered a third world country. That doesn't seem right, but it is. That's fucking crazy. What defines third world then? I've always been kind of curious about that. I don't know. Oh, the Walker fight. I don't know how to do the heroic on this one. I'll just let them do it if they know. Look at that guy up there. Cool. Oh. Missed ya! Third world is an economical term. It's just used to describe impoverished nations. Well, I know, but I know that it's not a... I guess there's no math around it, but I'd still be curious how it's determined if a country is considered third world or not. Usually seem to be on the side of the publisher. That's the thing, though. It's like, people never look at that shit on a case-by-case basis. I'm not on anyone's side. I'm on the side that's fair. And sometimes I can understand an argument, but at the same time consider it unreasonable. And I think a lot of the times that's where I'm at. I'm like, I get why somebody'd be mad, but this is unreasonable. Usually people are mad at a game company's attempt to fucking make money. Because they have to make money. And a lot of the times games fans argue against their own interests, because they're just like, I want everything for free all the time. I don't think this is one of those situations, though. Usually it's just people that want more stuff for less money. That's usually what it boils down to. Why aren't the things better? The things should be oh, fuck, I didn't loot. Oh, there it is, okay. The things should be better, but they should not cost more. They're knocking it around? I didn't know you could do that. That's the important thing. Make them better, but for no extra cost. Sorry if I offended you. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, if at best you're touching on a bit of a nerve, I am a little defensive at that, because people do say that, and I can understand why. You know, I know when internet discourse is largely us versus them, you know, one side or the other, there's not a whole lot of raid time. Get my ass kicked. I'm fighting Leviathan. There aren't a whole lot of people that are like, okay, I get it. Y'all are being a little dumb, though. Which is usually when I'm at. I think a lot of the gaming controversies, there's a cotton industry around spooling non-issues into big issues so that people get attracted to a non-story. Look, man, I used to write gaming news. I know this game. And while you could say that we are guilty of it, I would say that we weren't, because even though we play into that shit with the titles, you gotta play the game to get people to watch your shit. I don't think we, or I know for a fact, in the context of our story, we did a lot of mediating of severity, a lot of like, all right, well, you know, consider this shit, and I wrote all that stuff. I wrote our news coverage on the know, so I don't know. It's weird when people accuse me of being like, I guess accuse is the wrong word, but say that I have a trend of being pro-publisher. I think that's mostly just because lately things have been okay. And like I said, yeah, most of the gaming controversies are kind of mountains out of nothing, or a complete lack of desire to understand the intricacies of a situation. God damn it, fucking... Every time I get close to this guy, these little assholes come out of the woodwork. I don't care. You said on Dude Soup that you like to look at both sides, and that was what I tried to do. I should have worded it differently. I'm not upset, man. I'm sorry if I gave off that impression. But yeah, I mean, in this situation, it's tough because, like, people got mad at Capcom about, like, DLC on disc, which is essentially what this is, sort of. Except it's DLC you can't even buy, which is extra fucked up. So there's elements to it, but my consideration always is, for your $60, are you getting enough video game? In Battlefront 1, it was hard to say that yes. Depending. In Battlefront 2, it's more... It's not necessarily the volume of content for the money. It's the manner in which it's presented, because it really does seem like a brazen attempt to get money out of you. I can't think of it any other way. Anyway. I think a fun stream drinking game is to take a shot every time someone says they miss Funhouse on the no. I don't bring that up very much. I guess other people might. I get very worried if people get mad at me. I'm just too apologetic. Ah, okay. Well, Grim, that is not happening now, so you don't have to worry. You are safe. That's the best sword in the game. Cool. Cool. Other people bring it up a lot, really. People don't say it to us very much anymore. I just assumed it didn't happen much.
If you can find that reactor, we'll finally
Oh, don't sell me a Dragon Ball game and lock Goku behind a 50-hour grind wall? There you go. There you go. Yeah, it really does. It's just like a brazen, we need you to play our game and only our game. It almost feels like a test to see if it's that easy to hook people. Getting enough video game would be fair to explain most games like No Man's Sky or Edith Finch. Yeah, I agree with that. I think you can't value your time in a direct money equivalent. Maybe at a base level, you can say my time is worth $5 an hour at its base, at its core. But I mean, 1 hour of World of Warcraft is not the same as 1 hour of What Remains of Edith Finch. It's not the same as 1 hour of Yakuza. It's not the same as 1 hour of fucking late game Assassin's Creed, where you're just checking things off of a list. Unlocking the characters in Battlefield 2 isn't that hard, though? Or Battlefront, sorry. It seemed like it was hard. At their previous values, it was pretty gross, Paul. I played a few matches just to make sure that the math checked out, and it was bad. I just wish people were a lot more understanding to developers. I understand discontent, but you can't have everything. Yeah. The only thing that really frustrates me, really like bugs me, and the thing that I really can't tolerate is when game players like fuck, I can't. When game players tell themselves that certain things are possible when it doesn't really sound like they're not. Or it sounds like they're not. So it's the sort of like the PC player that is just so pissed that this game doesn't support SLI. I mean, shit all takes time, man. And just that in microcosm, you kind of need to appreciate that PC is not the biggest platform, so they're just not going to throw resources at it. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough. It's like, I spent all this money. Why doesn't it work? Like, well, the audience paying for the game doesn't justify work on that particular feature, and maybe if it sells well enough, we'll support it after the fact. But nobody wants to hear that. It's like, I'm mad. I want my thing. Why isn't my thing? So it's people trying to get what they want by just kind of yelling. I mean, like, I want it! And then insulting people. Just yelling and insulting. And that's not an adult way to go about any kind of conversation. Maybe it works because they perceive other people doing that, and I'm just like, I had the 10-hour trial and unlocked one character on that time. Which one, though? They don't cost the same. And was this one, it was at 60 grand? Also, if it really is 40 hours of grind time for one character, that's absurd. Just to unlock a character? Come on. That's a banner feature of the game. Playing as a hero like that.
Wait. Devices that require multiple
Like, maybe you gotta unlock a skin, maybe you gotta unlock an ability. Alright, fine.
Did I say the reactor was
What's the price of Rey?
Here I was thinking you
I think she's 40,000, or was 40,000.
Tend to wind up in crossfire and indefensible positions. Ask me how I know.
Because I trust
Alright, fine, so it isn't that sad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could argue that.
refreshed, we pinpointed the reactor's boot up console. Light him up.
I mean, hey man, I'm not gonna try and talk you out of feeling good about your gaming, you know? If you like it, awesome. That's great. If everyone liked it, there wouldn't be a problem. It's gonna work for some people and not work for others. I think where the conversation gets really weird or really tricky is when some game players perceive those that are kind of cool with it or don't have a problem with it, like they're the enemy, because them being okay with it is what's driving up the price point for the rest of us. And in that way you get that weird internal contention. And in a way, that is kind of true. You know, okay. I have to pause for a second to collect my thoughts, because this is something I've been seeing lately that's real fucking weird. And this is kind of similar to the whole girls are ruining Twitch with all their titties. why do you blame the symptom of something and not the cause? The cause of this is people paying for post-launch monetization. People are buying skins in Overwatch. People are spending money on FIFA. That's what's causing this. And you know what? People like looking at titties. Welcome to the human race. Why would you be mad at the possessor of the breasts for what the human race has decided it wants to do? Maybe it's because you think if you get rid of the boobs that the problem will go away, but there are always boobs, my friend. So, why get so angry about a problem that's unsolvable, or that, like, it's not really that bad in the first place? Time's been time. Anyway, who's blaming titties? Oh, power. That's been a dust up in the Twitch community. People getting real angry about IRL streamers showing a bit o top. Again, man, welcome to the goddamn internet. This shit did not start yesterday. And maybe this is me being a cuck, but step your game up. Step your damn game up. If your Twitch stream can't compete with some titties, you gotta try harder. Sorry, bro. So anyway, don't attack the end of the chain. Think about the beginning of it. How did we get here? Why is this? It needs to be noted there's a difference between being even-handed versus being objective. So considering both sides doesn't mean that both sides are equally valid or correct. Being objective, following the arguments and evidence to their logical conclusion may put you heavily down one side of the argument, but that's okay as long as you've considered all arguments. You do this well. Thank you, Groucho. No, I agree with that. I agree that there are some arguments that don't get a seat at the big boy table. This whole, like, this fucking, it is a gimmick. It is a logical trick. This whole, like, whoa, bro, you're not, like, even listening to me. That's not fair. You're just as bad as that. You're like, that whole shit. Nope. Some things are foregone. Some things are axiomatic. And if you like big word, and like you, the straw man that I'm yelling at, look it up. Some things have been decided so thoroughly they don't need to be decided again. Could the beginning of the chain be capitalism, in your opinion? Yes, but that is a real easy thing to say. I've noticed a growing trend of very intelligent people on Twitter realizing that capitalism is creating some weird situations. And that's cute. People have figured this stuff out before. You know what's... Blaming capitalism is easy because, yes, it does create some problems. Find a better system. We didn't pick capitalism because it had no problems. We picked capitalism because it was the best solution for now. And people have experimented with... People experimented with other solutions, but haven't settled on a good one yet. We've had wars about it. Damn it. Yeah, Vader's 15,000 now. Although apparently they've rolled back the amount you get for finishing the campaign. That's what I've heard though. I don't know if they've adjusted any other amounts you get. I did see that one of the IGN reviewers was like, there's also a cap on how many credits you can earn in single player activities. So they are legit forcing you into multiplayer, and they're making you be around the things you're trying to unlock. Like, they want you to be jealous of it. Everything about it implies that. The fact that they show you that fucking select screen every time you spawn. It's pretty brazen. It's not even that elegant. That's the other thing that pisses me off. Like, it's not even that tricky. You guys didn't even try that hard. If you're gonna, like, fuck me, at least try. The thing is, there's a lot of talent going into Battlefront. DICE is one of the world's best developers. I'll say that without hesitation. Motive is a new studio, but I'm only 3 levels into the single player. It seems fun so far. I've read concerning things. I'm reserving judgment until I play it myself. So I don't know. They reduced the prices for all characters, but also reduced the rewards you get. Right, but... So I know they reduced the reward for finishing the campaign, but did they reduce drop rate in multiplayer? Did they reduce what you get for finishing challenges? Like all that stuff? Is that all down?
I didn't mean to free the captain.
Well, you did. Oh, they're doing this thing where they're locking you in a room and showing you cutscenes and shit now. I was excited, but not so sure anymore. I don't... You can still be excited. It's still Star Wars. It's still really pretty. I think they've made some changes to multiplayer that... I have yet to see... I've yet to see heroes just not stomp through everything. They seem a little OP, and not like OP in a fun way, like they dominate matches. They reduced it all proportionally to the price, so no real change at all. Ah! Everything got cut, so you don't get like 200 credits a round, now you get like 60? Huh. Wait, do I have it installed? Hold on. I could figure that out right now. I don't have Origin installed. I'm gonna try something here. Maybe we'll have a fun little stream here. Let me download Origin. I'll start downloading Battlefront, and let's see. Let's see if it finishes before I gotta go to sleep. Is that B? Hey man, it's been a while. Welcome back. Roger Dodger. It's also weird that they make Iden Versio a character you just spend credits to unlock her, when she should have been something you get for free for finishing the campaign. I'll agree with that. I mean, it would have made all the sense in the world if unlocking the campaign gave you enough credits to buy Versio and one other character. That sounds like a good reward for playing an entire chunk of the game's content. But I really think Battlefront 2 is a huge experiment to see what EA can get away with. And how much, like, what knobs they can turn to make people chill out. I've also noticed there's a lot of tribalism, us versus them, guilt by association going around too. But like you said about capitalism, people noticing issues, that shit has probably been around forever. Groucho, yeah, I mean, I haven't been here forever. By here I mean the planet Earth. But it does feel like that. It does feel like it's I have to install Origin. It does feel like it is sort of a something intrinsic to the human race. Tribalism, you know? Grouping. There have been numerous interesting sociological experiments about that. About like how many people you have to put in a room before they start self-dividing. It's really fascinating stuff. By the way, it's not many. I think like 5 is the cutoff before people start forming groups and start fundamentally disliking other groups. That shit is wild. I love reading about that stuff because it helps me understand some of the just behaviors that make no sense to me that I see around the internet and just in humanity in general. I think it was probably easier to ignore certain behavior patterns when you did not see a digest of human interaction across the planet every day, and also with anonymity, man. It's an amazing cocktail. Can you imagine? Like, we're all hairless apes, right? Evolutionarily speaking, we haven't been around that long. Certainly not long enough. We barely got by being like apes beating each other to death over the right to mate. And now here we are, communicating with each other across the internet instantly, but through text. Human invention. That happened well after our brains were able to really, like, genuinely, genetically grasp that shit. It's all just it's such a trip. It's like, it's no wonder it's fucking with the human race in a way. Alright. Oh, hold on, I gotta throttle this shit. My internet's weird. It's supposed to be really badass, because, come on, of course it is. But, it's, if I hit my download cap on anything, it throttles the rest of the things I do to a weird way. Like I get throttled to about 100 megabit, which I'm not complaining. That's good enough for pretty much everything. But, there we go. DNS lookups fail. So, as long as I have a transfer going, and I don't have to transfer a .com into an IP, it stays going. But if anything involves hitting a URL, then it bonks out, like it just times out. I'm trying to look up a dynamic name or a name server. Oh, thank you for the cheers, poll. Okay. Sorry, it's quiet because I'm going through shit. Okay, downloading now. 3 hours remaining. Ugh. Well, that's not finishing before the stream's over. Apparently Battlefront has a tendency to restart your PC upon booting the game. Just seems to happen from time to time. That's weird. Windows has been getting pretty good about not letting applications overstep their RAM boundaries. Hopefully Google Fiber is available in LA soon. I don't know that it's really all that necessary, to be honest. Alright, I'm gonna tweak something here. Well, whatever. That seems fine. Man, my mic's real touchy. With regards to the guilt by association stuff, I was asked to review this feminist documentary called The Red Pill, which is about the MRAs for a magazine I write for. And some people found out as reviewing it that I complimented some parts of it. I immediately started getting called an alt-right sexist from some people. Yeah. When that... Yeah. 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 That community divide in particular is pretty harsh. And it's not super hard to understand why. Oh, I can do Leviathan? No, I can't. It's frankly not super hard to understand why. It's two groups that feel like they are misunderstood by the other. Put it as equally as I possibly can. After the threat of Google Fiber, local internet like Time Warner and Spectrum changed their speeds. Yep. That's some fucking capitalism in action right there. The left doesn't like to accept facts. Let's avoid sweeping generalizing statements. Generally not a good idea. In life and in discourse, and specifically in this chat room. Probably not gonna do you a whole lot of favors. Ah, the left, my favorite straw man. That dang left. With all their ideas. Whoa. Hello, Morgan Farts. Why did you pre-order Battlefront? I didn't, B. I have EA access. I lean more left because I'm not retarded, but all those SJW and snowflakes are giving it a bad name. Two very, very broad terms. How about a lot of people are dumb? Plus, it's like, people will, form the most amazing statements about such a broad group of people after only interacting with 10 of them or so. Hello, I Drive Showers. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I typed that before you said that, so sorry. No, no worries. Just generally good ideas for being on this old earth of ours.
All active duty personnel, catch incoming.
Lauren, I will internet adopt you. I've internet adopted everybody though, so don't go assuming that's more special than it is. I swear one of those blows up. Damn it. We all popped our supers at the same time. Whatever. Where are those orbs of light? I want them. Where'd they go? What? Ah! I guess I don't get orbs of light now. We good, Zach? Yeah. Sorry. Don't worry about it. We good. Everything's good. Everything's great. Thought of us as older siblings? Well, that's actually pretty flattering. Thank you. I think Google Wi-Fi is a good investment. I don't know what Google Wi-Fi is. Do you mean Google Fi? Last time my chaps and I popped at the same time, we weren't invited back to the bukkake. I never thought about that. You do kind of have to time it out, right? No. Oh, you gotta wait for the other one to come in? God damn it! It shoved me off! Fuck. Hello, William. I'm pretty good. Hold on, let me check this download, see if it's... Nope, 2.5 hours. Woof. That's not really gonna happen. Video games are big. It's all them Ks and HDRs. Yeah, the damage fall off on this gun is pretty gnarly, so it's 25 there. 31. Oh. Keep blowing off the legs. Alright, well, that was easy. Pardon me, I expect you to die. We almost grabbed police. And next scene, heard James had switched places with hilarious. Yeah. They are funny people. Alright. Scout rifle. I guess I need scout rifles. Pulse rifle? I don't need that though. You know, we're doing something right when the far left sees you an alt-right Nazi, but the alt-right sees you as an SJW snowflake. Blows my mind the way people try to load you into a general political wing due to agreeing with or disagreeing with a single issue. It's odd how people think your stance on one issue immediately gives you an answer on every issue. Yeah. Yeah. That's just kind of how people... Oh, I didn't know that, Rich. You can hold down the trigger on the Scorch Cannon? Huh. I mean, yeah, that's partially because... I mean, again, it's tribalism. People like joining a team. They like uniformity. They like solidarity. It's easy to do that when everybody believes the same thing. So there's... This is one of those things, man. People blame politics. People blame religion for this behavior. That's just human nature, dog. Whether it's politics, religion, Star Wars, Alliance, or Horde, people form groups. They dislike the other groups because that's just how we're bred to think. You can be the smart monkey and know that that stuff's happening. Like awareness, to me, and this is my personal belief, but to me, awareness is power. Being aware of all the stupid little biases running around in your head may not make you in control of them. But maybe you'll be able to catch it while it's happening. Or even after it's happening and be like, oh shit, maybe then it'll empower you to go to a person later and be like, I just want you to know I was a little harsh, I was a little snippy, I'm sorry about that. You know, be the big man by being the small man. Or be the big person. It's 2017. We generalists now. So, agendered, it has a name. So I don't know. Frankly, I think it's every good person's responsibility to self-police in that way. But I also hold myself to really high standards. Man, there's so much people that just don't give a shit. Just don't care. Don't even think about it. They don't even think about it, and they don't even think to think about it. That's the weird thing. When somebody's just like, this feels right, I'll do it. This thought feels good. This belief feels good. I'm gonna do this. And they end up just like yelling and screaming, getting pissed, and empathy's gone. And it's just us versus them, and we gotta win. And then it's just like, you're just an ape beating your chest. You're not communicating, you're not learning. What's your goal? You want to win. You want to win. You don't want to, like, help anyone. You don't want to understand anything new. You want to win. You want to win the fight. We already covered the A Reddit fiasco. Yeah, Bees, we talked about it extensively on Dude Soup. That is going live tomorrow. I mean, it's not that complicated. I think it's bullshit. That is That is a business move. And if anyone has any other like possible take on that shit, I'll be glad to hear it. But to me, it just seems pretty 100%. We want to squeeze money. Forming groups and having common enemy can be fun in places. Sports, for random example, but the slope you fall down is scary. Yeah, Rich. I mean, you could argue we invented sports as a way of getting that aggression out, having a surrogate, yeah, for those feelings and expressing them in a safe manner. Ever tried the Blade Dancer build in PvP? It's where you use a sword, blink in the Voidwalker class, and then use the Devour tree. The Devour instant healing combined with the one-hit kill capability as a sword is very powerful and becomes powerful when you're teleporting around the map. You know, try that's cool. Love you, man. Ah, Keegan, that does sound pretty cool. How much is EA Access? It's like, I think it's $5 a month or $30 for a year. I mean, B, if you're not cool with how Battlefront's shaking out, don't give EA money. I'm not telling you to do it or not do it. I'm just saying don't give them money if you're concerned about how that stuff's going down. Bad says, I consider myself fairly articulate on paper, and against most people in argument, my father and I have a really short temper and a knack to raise his voice. Or my father had a really short temper and a knack to raise his voice. I constantly have to check myself on it in arguments or conversations. To other people, I'm raising my voice or yelling, but to me, I'm just talking. I'm afraid I'm going to carry this in a relationship and it's going to be annoying. It might be. I mean, that's one of the things, though. Good. We all have behaviors we're not proud of. We all have things that we know we do, provided we've thought about it or analyzed it. Because, yeah, my dad has given me a couple of behaviors I'm not so fond of either. And when I see those behaviors in other people, I get triggered, man, to use a word. Whoa, that was cool. So yeah, I think it's normal for people to have behavior patterns that they've identified and don't like. I think how you manage it means a lot. And by that I mean, if you know you do something like that with like a partner, we're talking about dating, be honest about it. Say, look, I do this and I don't like it and I know how it comes across. I just want you to know, outside of all that, that's not what I mean. Like, I'm not getting mad. This is just how I tend to naturally express myself. And the right person will be patient with that. There might be caveats, you know, and might not be like, okay, well, I'll tolerate this stuff, but you have to really try. Like, you can't just say, oops, my bad, and then yell at me. Because that bothers me, too. But with good friends, you can be... Like, if you start to notice people getting, oh, come on. If you start to notice people getting, upset or defensive, and you can catch it in the moment, that's a decent time to back off and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I was raising my voice. You can say, like, look, I'm sorry, man, that's just a thing I do. It's a bad habit. I've been trying to stop. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give the impression I was getting mad. That sort of thing. People can be talked to. That's the people, and people can be understanding, provided you're not there to win. Not saying that about you specifically, just in conversations, you know. And the moment I get the impression somebody's just talking because they want to win, I'm just like, oh, you know what, I'm out. I don't need to change your mind, and this is not an exchange of information. This is you berating and belittling me, and I don't need that. I don't need that. Didn't ask for it. Sorry, bud. Moving on with my day. Yeah, Maloran, have you remembered to test your testicles for lumps recently? I actually haven't. I gotta go in and get my ass fingered soon, right? When are you going to when should dudes start getting butt fingered? Life isn't like the movies. It's the first time hearing about it. Ultimate McNasty. Yes, I am saying life isn't like movies or video games or any other created narrative. Man, you want to talk about your ape brain fucking with you? How's that for one? Watch out. You have, every human being has a desire to listen to a certain kind of story. Except that story doesn't really resonate in real life so much. So people get reared on narratives that are comforting. But that's not good training for, I won't say the real world, because I don't think I live in the real world. I don't think there's such a thing, you know? I think we all live in our own version of that world. Anyway. Yeah, it turns out the way people behave and interact, not quite the same. I mean, I'm sure each one of you has at some point either thought that you were the main character in the movie of your life, or you had to interact with somebody who thought they were the main character. And ooh boy, is that annoying. I also think that's one of those things to, like, a responsible person keeps tabs on in their own head. Finger blasting is for Tinder first date stuff. I guess I gotta find a doctor. It depends on your family history. If you have a family history of cancer, then 30s checked every 2 years. If not, the 40s and checked every 5 years. Andy, I think I actually got a pretty clean start genetically. Speaking of earlier on Dude Soup, have you ever been tempted to pass hosting gig on another person once in a while so you can offer your own opinion like the others instead of trying to be indifferent while presenting facts? Perhaps. I think it's more about, like, mic time. I spend most of my mic time reading stuff, which I don't know that I mind so much because this is gonna sound really conceited, but I trust myself to do it. And, you know, I have training. As shitty as it sounds, I am a trained journalist. So I respect the form and I try to keep it alive. The standards and practices involved with reporting information, I think it's an art form that people don't even think is real anymore. Like, any dude with a webcam can report the news, and that's just kind of weird and gross. Because there's a responsibility involved, and that responsibility shouldn't be, I'm gonna get as many eyeballs as I can. You want to talk about fucking capitalism, man. The democratization of the spread of information is getting really weird. Anyway, I like the responsibility. I don't really need to spread my opinion. I try in life to remain opinionless, if that makes any sense. I try to embrace the fact that I really don't know all that much. I may remember information, maybe my brain is just gifted in that way, but I've played a lot of video games and that doesn't qualify me to talk about much of anything. You know, that's kind of how except video games. Boy, I can fucking tear your ear open about video games. A fair critique, but aren't we all waiting for scarcity to end so we can lounge about in our fully automated gay space socialism? So, yeah, WBAD, you've hit upon one possible outcome for the human race, which is that we use capitalism to get by until science makes resource scarcity no longer a thing. And then we don't have to worry about it. It becomes so cheap to maintain human life, and it happens in a society, or like an environment-neutral way, that the problem is foregone. People can just chill out and do whatever. Like, they can just hang out. If people want to spend their entire lives not doing shit, they can, because it doesn't cost anyone anything. Like, what do I care? What do I care if you just sit around and masturbate all day? Do your fucking thing, man. The rest of us will be over here exploring planets and try to become opinionless and / completely objective when I was younger. Boy, did that fuck me up good. Yeah, I mean, one of the other checks, the mind checks, is to admit that you can never be that. I don't want to tell you how to live your life or anything, but I'd recommend the pulse grenade. It's really strong. This is just me pounding some missions and squeezing up my light level. It's never gonna happen. Humans have infinite wants. Maybe. Oh, Rat King weapon. I heard about these. All you gotta do is shit. Complete. Solve this riddle with other rats. All right. Yeah, I mean, depending on your depending on your cynicism about the human race and its ability to learn. I think, at some point, it will be possible to make people aware of their own... This is going to sound really shitty, but aware of their own savagery. Like, here's the brain you've been given. Here's what the brain you were given is going to want to do. Be aware of those things, and if you want to do them, we're not going to pass judgment. Just please be aware of them. And, if you want to choose to maybe not play into that evolutionary game, if you don't want to use the puzzle pieces that the garbage heap of natural selection is handed to you, cool. We'll be over there. If you want to just eat and fuck and yell at people and fight and die, you can do that too. You know what? Free will is still alive. But the rest of us are going to be living like... We're going to be living forever and like playing the raddest video games. I don't know. You only need 5 Yapicon. I just haven't counted. So yeah, I'm still hoarding them. What do you think of the Noct Tekken reveal? It's fucking awesome. I think it's a pretty good time to like fighting game characters in games. Man, fucking Injustice getting the Ninja Turtles is badass. That just came out on PC too. Blah, 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 blah. If you need help with the Rat King quest, you should head up to PC House Clan. It requires other people with a quest in the same part of it. Oh yeah, I got that implication from the description. I didn't want to believe it though, but it seems like it's the case. Yeah, maybe. I don't need everything in this game. I just want to play the raid. That's pretty much it. I don't think I've done all the strikes, so... A Nightfall, the raid, I'm good. Oh. What are you doing? Oh. I thought that was the other side of it. Well. Only made 2 orbs. Would you, if it required to wear a specific piece of modified clothing, add a new sense? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Man, the more information you can beam directly into my brain, the better. I'm down. I'll take it all, man. Wire me up.
That's the last scorch cannon. Those raiding parties won't get their claws on these.
Is this thing gonna blow up if I keep charging it? I'm not sure that... Charging doesn't do anything. What if that sense was only to know when someone somewhere was talking shit about anime? That would still be fun, except it probably happens all the time, so I feel like it would be really distracting. I'd put it on, though. Or whatever I have to do, I'd wear it for a while.
Stole their firepower and smashed up their block.
Dead.
We felt those explosions from here, but we're still standing.
They're so dead.
High commendations.
So much armor. Arcology tokens. Blah, 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 blah. Mode of light. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, why the hell are we over here? What were you doing over here, Stanley? What do you think of the new Razer phone? Eh. I like that it's like pushing tech spec. That's cool. Well, I have no desire for it. Maybe it's because I haven't seen those liquid FPS. Oh shit, I've almost done the Flashpoint already. What have you been watching lately? Not too much. I'm still chipping away at Mob Psycho 100, and man, that show sucks. That show kind of sucks. That show kind of sucks. Cool couple of first episodes. Kind of sucks now. Waiting for it to be over. On the second to last episode, I'm just so bored I want to walk away from it, but maybe they'll blow out all their budget. Check Battlefront. So actually, it says it's playable pretty soon. I don't know if all the graphics are going to be there, but I'll play it anyway. Fuck it. Each click while charging the cannon is another tier of damage. But I was holding down the fire button, and like I clicked and held, and it shot. I held fire and then let go, and it didn't shoot anything.
And hell, who knows what tomorrow will bring.
Doc Holiday, I'm glad that you liked Dude Soup lately. I've been trying to push it back up. The last week's episode did so bad. So bad. So lesson learned. People don't care about YouTube. People care about YouTubers. But people don't give a shit about YouTube. Alright, I figured it out now. I got it. Playable's just in arcade mode in Battlefront 2. Fuck! Alright, you gotta download the whole thing. Never mind. Okay, so I only need 5 scout rifles. There's 5 right there then. I guess I can get rid of all this shit then. Sure. The missile attaches and blows up when you let go. The beeping and clicks let you know how much it's charged. Oh! So you charge it up, you let go of the trigger, and then you click again? Huh. Opinion of the now most downvoted Reddit comment in history? Yeah, Natoba was just talking about that, actually. I think people are justified in being a little pissed off. I think that in this situation, it's kind of okay. You guys ever going to return to the Dude Soup studio? Or maybe you haven't, I've just missed it. There's no reason to, as it stands right now. At least I can't think of one.
Hey.
Hey. What the fuck is that sound? Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Though I know you have a different degree than what I'm studying, can you remember the most difficult college course it took you and how you studied and overcame it? Yes. Yes, I can remember that. It was Physics 2. Most colleges do 3 physics. Our college condensed it into 2 courses for some reason. So just press and hold and it won't detonate. Test it next time and you'll see. Okay. Oh, I think I see what you mean. So yeah, so for Physics 2, it was electromagnetism. So that was fucking tough because physics was hard enough, like calculus-based physics, because it's a lot of tough math. Physics 2 was hard because it's not Newtonian math. It's math about electrons and electric fields that is something it's studied and perceived, but you don't look at it. Like, it doesn't make sense. You just have to obey the rules. So it's like, it's rules on top of really tough math that you just don't even have a sense for. Like, you know how a ball bounces. You don't know how electrons buzz through an electric field that's shaped like a toroid and has a fucking entirely other calculus equation that describes this intensity of the electric field as it spins around an electrified rod and shit. So, that was tough. How I got through it, I just had to study, man. I had to study and try and bash my head against some of those problems. I went to study groups, I got tutoring. I learned enough to pass the tests. And sometimes, that's what it's all about. It's doing what you need to do to get the shit done and move on with your life, so... That's what I did. There was a lot of times of me just sitting at my computer, listening to music, digging through a book. You know, physics book open with just scores and scores of equations, my notepad on one side, pen in the other, calculator on the desk. And that was it. What did you major in, if you don't mind me asking? Pubes, I majored in computer science. Gonna put up a hard netting page on Reddit. I don't see the need. I love calculus. I love it too. You can do some pretty beautiful stuff with calculus. It is a divine kind of mathematics, but
Looks like a ritual.
oh, witches!
Deny their objective, whatever it is.
Not today, witches! Immune? God damn it. What's that shit? Oh, you gotta go to the thing and get hexed or whatever. That doesn't work. Okay, well, whatever. Damn it. Alright. That's a big portal. Cool. Where do you get hardnetting candidates? It's suggestions plus just shit I find on the internet. Shoot the crystals in the top left and top right. Ah, they got there before I did. That's cool. Why can I only do one chop in the air? I thought you could do like 3. Not really good to use use a sword against enemies that blow up, huh? Any advice for getting through college? I'm in the UK, by the way. I feel like I'm so done right now, and I'm dreading going in tomorrow. That's tough. I mean, if you feel like you've got no gas left, that can be rough. Those are the kind of things that sort of... Moments like that truly are the ones that separate the people who graduate from the ones who don't. The people who can push through. Do the thing you don't want to do. I don't know how bad it is, because I don't want to devalue the kind of tough time you're going through. Maybe you have to adjust your approach or how you spend your time. And if it's just like you really can't stand going into school, I mean, you got to figure something out. But sometimes you just don't want to get up, and sometimes you got to drag your ass out of bed. That's a job. And I really do believe that having a college diploma doesn't mean you're smart. It just means that you figured out how to get one. It's stamping and saying, like, I was able to pass the classes one way or the other. I got the grade they told me to get, and here it is. I got the money together. I accomplished a task without somebody telling me how to do every last bit. That's an invaluable skill to an employer. When you're working a job, they're going to tell you to do something, and you can't, continually ask them how. You got to figure it out. So, it's. I empathize if it's getting rough. I guess if I don't know. For me, what helped is sort of really appraising how much time I was spending and on what. And I was like, oh shit, I'm actually not spending that much time on schoolwork. It feels like I am, but I'm actually not. And then when I got to there, and then it was like, okay, doing like 2 hours a night feels like a lot, especially when you hate physics, but that helped a lot. Just like doing practice problems. Doing problems I wasn't asked to do. Doing sample problems from the book. Just practice. I have an 8 a.m. tomorrow and it's 11:30, so good night. Good night, Robot Corn Boy. Good on you for being responsible. Will there be a Funhouse raid?
Welcome to Eververse.
I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. Ooh, a gold ship!
Come see me again.
I would like to do a raid as content for sure. It's got bars on it. Alright. Guardian Pink. That's me. That's got like a texture on it. Kinda don't. That one's okay. When people found out what major you were doing, what assumption did you encounter from them? For example, I did philosophy. My family members thought exam questions would be like, does this exam paper exist? When it was really explain how biological naturalism relates to Kant's theory on the categories of understanding. People tend to dismiss whatever you're saying if it seems beyond their interest. I think that's a pretty common thing for people who are in, that's kind of cool. I think like people who are in arts degrees, I imagine they get a lot of the herder, enjoy your Starbucks job, herder. Actually, I like that. No wonder I'm running out of them. Whatever cares. No, for me, I mean, I'm a white dude who's good at math. It wasn't that long of a stretch. It made sense, I guess. So no, I didn't get a whole lot of blowback really when I would tell people what my major was. Fuck, I hate hand cannons. Ugh. I would rather use this. I don't care. You ever looked into machine learning and neural nets? Seems like it'd be quite a tool to try to decipher the living YouTube bot. I mean, I'm familiar with what they are and how they work. I've never made one. and I've never personally interacted with one. So, yeah, in this context, I'm not sure what look into means, but... Huh, why do good at math? Me too, engineer? Yep. I mean, computer science isn't so dissimilar from engineering. Oh yeah, I gotta go talk to Cade. Oh, bandwidth is getting a little funky. It's probably because I'm downloading. I'll go ahead and stop it because that's not finishing tonight. Actually, I'm probably gonna stop streaming soon. I apologize, guys, but tonight was mostly just to make sure that the stream worked okay. I'm curious. I meant to ask this a long time ago, but I will ask now. If I didn't say anything, would any of you, and this is going to be hard to answer, but if I had said nothing, would any of you even know that there was a difference? Because I wonder. I wonder that the bitrate means that the resolution I'm streaming doesn't actually matter at all. Like it's,
Man, alive, you just mopped the floor with them.
You're just so wacky. Like how wacky you are. You done any programming? And if so, any tips on how to get better at it? How to get better at it? Just do it. Do it more. Solar subclass. Practice. Everything's practice. 2 submachine guns. Alright. Not really TBH. Ops notice a difference. Think I can see a difference. Experience feels the same. I don't watch gameplay too much. I'm just here to listen to you talk to chat. Yep, yep. Performing some A/B testing. I mean, a little bit. A/B would be not telling you. Yeah, I think a lot of people listen instead of watching. I think that's true. Physics here is still consolidated physics 2 courses. Biochem was my hardest. The amount of memorization on my field is daunting. I want to go in grad school for biotech. Yeah, WBAD, I've done a bit of biology and chemistry, and it is you gotta memorize the language. All the Latin, man. You gotta just know it. At least that's what it feels like. And it is being shitty, so hearing your voice and interacting with chat is all I need. And the stream quality on my end goes to shit. Gotcha. Your stream is smoother and clearer than how I'm playing right now. Oh, you're in the game? Wow. Where's the P stored? No one knows, man. Someday the human race might figure it out, but hope it's during my lifetime. Only a bit of lag. Yeah, it might just be the servers. It looks pretty clean on my end. It did get a little chunky when I was downloading, but it looks like it is dropping some packets, but not too many. For game programming, is there any difference in the way to code? If you're a beginner, no. Absolutely not. I think you'd have to be like a pretty seasoned coder to appreciate the differences. God, I love Peter Stormare. He's always so Peter Stormare. But yeah, if you want to learn how to code games, start coding games. The tools are there and they're all free. Just start Googling. Start Googling and clicking. And reading. That shit doesn't happen overnight, and no one's going to point you in the right path. It's you do a little bit every night. You'd be surprised what happens in a couple months, but that's kind of what it takes. Physics ain't got nothing on experimental engineering psychology. What? I don't even know that you could combine those words in that way. Any idea how long until the next Talking Stockings is out? I'm sorry, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not sure what the editing is on that. They're splitting the ECSS from what I hear, building a huge mechy building right next to it, and they're going to consolidate all the engineers in there. Save for computer engineering, which will stay with the ECSS. Always growth, always growing. Amen, Mountain. Man, 3 months until the 3 years, huh? 3 years! 3 years of hot twitching. Let's do that. Look at him turning around, craning, staring. I was trying to appreciate the view! Yeah, look at all that 1080p. I imagine this is working a little better because there's very little motion and fine detail. So, if I were to guess anything, when the game is moving, you probably can't tell the difference between 1080 and 720. If I stop moving, which I very rarely do, then the bitrate will catch up to it and it'll actually be able to render out a better, crisper scene. So if I were to be playing a retro game or a JRPG, the difference would probably be a little more appreciable. Doesn't matter though, does it? Man, that looks cool. If I win the lottery Saturday, I'm giving you a bunch of bits, dude. Hold me to it. Nah, man, keep it. I don't need it. If you want, you can kick me a couple $100 for the 1080p. No, I'm joking. I don't need it. I'm paid well for what I do. Well enough. Look at how just so stoic. I wanted him to look like a space Iggy Pop. I think I got pretty close. Did you have to take multivariable? If so, did you find it harder than linear algebra? Not really, no. To me, it was like, it's like a logic puzzle. Once you do linear algebra, multivariable is like, okay, there's just one more annoying step. Basically, yeah, you just cross-reference two variables, and that's that. Just one more annoying step. It did have that. There is kind of that gray area sometimes, where you have two sets of data. And there is it's seriously like a puzzle sometimes, and I remember this shit getting so annoyed, is that you have to reduce them both or mush them around until you can start to see patterns, and then once you see those patterns, you're like, okay, that goes to that, and I know that if I plug that in over there, those will cancel each other out, and then I'll get a solid value. That's practice, though. It's, in video games, you do something enough, you start to see patterns. It's the same thing with solving multivariable mathematics. Sad thing is, man, if you're out of practice, it's just there's no picking it back up, or it'll take a while. It's practicing on Unreal Engine and is wondering if Unity is better for programmers or for beginners. Maybe I should try some more enclosed game engine like Havoc. Sid, if you want to mess with programming, I would suggest you start with scripting. So, I wouldn't mess with machine code much. If you have to compile it and you're a beginner, probably stay away. That stuff might be a little too dense for you to wrap your head around. Let me think. I'm trying to think of like mod tools. Messing around with something like SnapMap, scripts, triggers, player behavior, map design. I think if you want a high-level intro, that's where you start. There's also a lot of web dev that's pretty basic. You can build your own thing from scratch. JavaScript is garbage, but it's easy. That's why fucking Notch used it. Excuse me, Java. JavaScript is not bad either. The raw pattern finding is fun within math, but I find myself awake too many nights just loathing it. Yeah. One of the things I had to make I think one of the most basic things that college taught me, and one of the most basic revolutions to my problem-solving process is I did not have to see the solution from the beginning. There were a lot of problems in like high school and stuff where I would see it and I'd be like, I'm pretty sure I know all the steps already. A lot of the stuff in college is just start working. Just start chipping away at it. Just try some stuff. Try a number of things. One of them might give you a lead. That lead may burn out. Frankengun just subbed. That deserves a song. But yeah, the ability to just start working and not have a solid idea of how that's going to deliver you to a solution is one of the most challenging things, but is really necessary, especially with higher level math. You just got to try a thing, and then try another thing, and try another thing, and maybe none of those will get you to a solution, but it will rule things out. So then your possibility space gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you finally land on a solution or something that seems like a solution. And see that 61% of Australia said yes to gay marriage. I saw that they voted to support it, which is an interesting way to do it. I don't know why they settled on a marketing or a mailing survey, but that's awesome, More people can live comfortably in this world. That's never a bad thing. Alright, I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna play a song for you guys. Why? Why, you ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Oh, shit. Hey, John. Wait, did you just... Oh, yeah, there's normal resub. Thank you for that. Anyway, Frankengun gave me money. A normal sub gets complicated. Normal subs get a song right away. Twitch Prime subs get one on their second month return. Otherwise, I'd be playing a shitload of songs. Doesn't matter. I think this is it. Is this it? Yeah. I'm gonna play this one from the beginning. I really like it, so I'm gonna play it from the beginning. So please enjoy this track. It's pretty fucking great. Oh man, shit makes me feel young. All right, I think I'm done for tonight, guys. Successful stream. So many bits, man. You can't even imagine the bits. You guys got them all. It's a beautiful future where there are pixels everywhere. Listen to Chon? Con? I'm not familiar with them, but I'll check it out. Anyway, you guys ready for this fucking sick, rad ass transition? It's coming for you. Ba-boom!
Ceremonies are portrayed within the cartoons.
All of these things are portrayed in the cartoons?
Yes, very much so.
Well, then we could suspect that there's some kind of a spiritual force behind these things to program our children.
Oh yes, the children receive this in a very different light than we do.
Well, Lynn, before we talk about that, let's go into another Scooby-Doo cartoon and let's see some of the occultic and witchcraft influences that are very blatant in this cartoon. Let's go to Scooby-Doo again here.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's so locked into that. A lot of men are really at that low level, and that's why we have to recognize it. But a lot of us get so caught up on the dick, and we get so hung up in penis power and what it means to us, what it represents to us, that we can't see him or see where he is. And we get locked into a groove, a rhythm. Because when you start having sex with somebody, there is a certain rhythm, and you start to recognize their body, their movements, the way they shift. And when the energy flows differently, you can tell because the sex experience is different. His movements, his body function, the feeling, that you can't really describe it, but you can sense when that man has shifted, when his mind, his emotions has moved in another direction, when he's had sex with another woman, or when he's been with another man. And most of the time men lie. Men deny it and say, you just being paranoid, I don't know what you're going through. But a woman can tell. But a lot of times if the woman is so hooked on the penis and the experience that she gets from being with that man, she's not going to be able to pull away and free herself. She's going to dig herself into a deeper hole. Because as one woman was telling me, she said she was having sex with this man, and she was sitting on top of him riding. And she said she had gotten into a groove, so, you know, she might have gripped his head, or she might have put her hands on his shoulders, or locked them around the back of his neck, so she made sure it was just like a horse. She had that saddle, and she had the rope, so she couldn't let go. And as she got into that groove, she's sitting on him, she rocking, and she rolling her rhythm, and she had just forgotten where she was. She got into a deep state of euphoria, because she said the dick was good. But it's the only problem, though. She said the dick was so good that as she started rocking, she just got into it, and all of a sudden, she said something just hit her. Bam! All upside his head. Just slapped him. Dick will make you slap somebody. So y'all need to remember that. That's why I'm trying to deal with the fact.
Wait a minute. Now, you telling me a story, and then you switch it on me and say the woman in ecstasy and turn around and slap somebody.
She slapped him upside the head. And I said, why did you slap? She said, I couldn't help it. She had just
now,
got
you know your audience. Okay, go on.
In the year